सच्चित सुख स्वरूपाय Swami तापहाय. My dear Swami Sukadevanandaji, Swami Bhaktimayanandaji, dignitaries on the dais, respected resource persons, other Swamijis, guests and the participants. It is indeed a great honor to be present here this morning to participate in this international conference of a very important magnitude. I have been asked to be the chief guest, but I am not very much conversant with these things theoretically, but I have some practical knowledge in this field, both in the Indian context and context of countries outside India. The word digital at a very basic level refers to the representation of values of various physical quantities as a series of the binary digits 0 and 1, particularly in the realm of computers and related technologies. It signifies a revolution that is being experienced by the world today. The evolution of mankind throughout history is marked by defining periods such as the Stone Age, Bronze Age, Iron Age, and so on. Each of such ages signifies major developments not only in man's physical and mental capabilities, but also his understanding of nature around him. The past few decades and the near future are being considered as the digital age, further emphasizing the significance of the term in the current context. As wished by the organizers here, the organizers of this seminar, I would like to share my experiences with digitization in the developed countries, particularly in Germany, where I live. As I am not an expert in the field, as I have already said, my perspective would be that of a layman as he faces digitization in day-to-day life. As a positive gesture, I must say that digitization has eased many aspects of our life here. For example, most of our financial transactions are online. This saves a lot of our time and energy. A good deal of the equipment and some appliances we use are digital. They come with inbuilt software and sensors which make for precision. Besides, they can be tracked and controlled through the internet from any part of the world. For example, the surveillance cameras of our house in Berlin not only can be monitored, but also their movements can be controlled from here, right now, through internet, with the help of my smartphone. This is also true for the telephones of my house in Berlin. Even the lawnmower we use is digital. that is a robot. It works according to its own understanding of the growth of the grasses, and it works and goes back to its loading station by itself. That is something worth observing. I have seen the precision and easy operation of the medical equipments in the hospitals. Most importantly, all these digital operations don't require much digital literacy. Any layman can use them comfortably. In the field of heavy engineering, that is in the production of things which make things, I hear that digital technology is being used slowly but steadily. This is making the productions more efficient and precise. In short, a layman is reaping the benefits of digitization directly or indirectly in the developed countries. It is heartening to know that India too has been catching up on advancements in the various spheres of science and technology. With a population that is more than 1 billion strong and also predominantly rural, India has had its fair share of challenges and obstacles in accepting and adopting such technological advancements. A country with its heart in its villages, sustaining itself through farming, the post-independence India sought to uplift its populace by eliminating poverty, providing quality education, vocational training, improving infrastructure and sanitation, etc. and etc. In particular, the seeds of a digital India were sown in the late 1970s with the establishment of a mini-computer policy that sought to promote focused development of mini and microcomputers within the country and their use in businesses. This was followed by the new computer and software policies and the setting up of a telecommunications department during the mid-1980s that opened up the computer and telecom industry to the global market. The last major development of note in this regard was the establishment of software technology parks in the early 1990s to facilitate software export that eventually paved the way for the liberalization of the software, computer, and telecommunication industries. Such developments soon paved the way to digitization in businesses and in other essential services such as banking, transport, railways, followed by increasing access to the internet. Seeing the immense benefits in the adoption of such technology across several businesses and services, the Indian government too was keen on digitizing governance, represented by the term e-governance. E-governance initiatives in the mid-1990s were focused on providing citizen-centric services in both urban and rural areas, such as transportation services, utility bill payments, municipal services, healthcare, education, and so on. With this in mind, the Government of India launched a national e-governance plan in 2006 that sought to make accessible various government services to the citizens of India through electronic media. However, owing to various factors, the desired impact was not realized immediately. The Government of India, led by the present Prime Minister, who was a champion of e-governance in his own state of Gujarat, launched another formal initiative in 2015 by the name of the Digital India Program that envisions transformation of the entire ecosystem of public services through the use of information technology. The overall premise of this initiative is to transform India into a digitally empowered society and knowledge economy. In doing so, on the one hand, the government is ensuring it conducts its businesses and transactions in a much more transparent and efficient manner. On the other hand, this process would eventually help in building up necessary infrastructure that would help provide internet access to a much larger percentage of both rural and urban populace. This will throw open the window to an information gateway connecting large swathes of society with each other and also with communities around the world. There are some benefits of a digitally connected India. Opening up access to such an ocean of information does have its benefits. The common man is now capable of accessing a wide varieties of information that at the click of a button or the swipe of a finger one can achieve. A digital network of information seamlessly traverses through history and is capable of easily and readily storing, archiving, and retrieving a vast repository of information. Moreover, such a network also enables easy sharing of ideas, information within the society between people and communities that are otherwise continents apart. Apart from the above, the other benefits of information technology are the following. Number one, communication. In the context of India, a burgeoning telecom industry has enabled people to be more easily connected with each other, either through telephony, like landlines, mobile phones, instant messaging, or through internet, email, Skype, video conferencing, etc. Education. Technology of late has been a major enabler for the spread of quality education to the masses in many countries across the globe. In India too, large sections of the population are gaining greater access to education at various levels through a variety of online learning tools and resources such as Khan Academy, NPTEL, YouTube, and through greater access to computers and internet. Such tools and resources not only help an individual but also the entire community learn and grow collectively. Number three, access to government. Through various policy initiatives of the successive governments of the recent past, the vision of a government being of the people, for the people, by the people, is slowly being realized to a greater extent than before. People are now able to share their views and opinions about government policies more openly through various channels, such as the Right of Information Act, which have been open to them to make the government more transparent, accessible, and accountable. Government and municipal services have helped people receiving greater support from its government more directly than before. Then, number four, empowerment of masses. In general, the adoption of technology has acted as an equalizer of society, in that a large section of the population have been able to derive benefits of e-governance, breaking down barriers in governing such a huge population. A push to increased transparency through the use of technology is also helping the common man to participate more in the political process in order to effect a change in his regional environment. Practical considerations and challenges in a digital world and a digital India. We have already touched upon the fact that a digitally connected community presents a situation where there is access to a vast repository of easily retrievable and continuously circulated information. Information that is a mix of both filtered and unfiltered, verified and unverified, regulated and unregulated, as well as facts and opinions. Here arises a challenge in not only deciphering the information that is necessary or required for us, but also in using our own powers of discretion in appropriately interpreting the same so as to discourage baseless polarization of opinions. Yet another challenge is what has been termed as information overload, where we as individuals in this continuous supply of a medley of information are unable to process even the most rudimentary pieces of information necessary or crucial to us. In the long run, this can become a distraction, and it may become necessary for us to train ourselves or even cultivate capabilities to sift and discern through the barrage of information we are continuously subjected to. A digital world allows for much greater connectivity between people, societies, and communities. No doubt, technology has played a pivotal role in enhancing man's capability to manipulate the environment around him, building more efficient machines, increasing his lifespan to large strides and advancements in medicine, connect to his near and dear ones, etc. While this may appear as empowering, the common man is ever increasingly growing completely reliant on technology for even the most simplest of tasks, taking our own mental faculties and abilities for granted. Have we become enslaved by our own inventions? Would it ever be possible for us to disconnect from the very world that we have worked so hard to connect? As a society too, increased reliance or dependence on technology can lead to deterioration of interpersonal relationships that almost always require careful personal attention and understanding. Man has always been a social animal, but this quality or characteristic of his would decline unless a careful balance is struck between use of technology and honing of one's own mental and intellectual acuity. The latter being very important in leading a secular and spiritual life. The slow adoption of technology in rural India has led to the appearance of a digital divide. Such a digital divide between urban and rural India has also seen dilution and even degradation of a value system, a system of code, ethics, customs and family traditions that used to get passed on from one generation to another. This leads us then to yet another related digital divide that exists in the context of education in India. With rapidly increasing use of technology, particularly over the last couple of decades, a significant divide has been created even within the educated classes of the society, with a large majority of the population remaining technology illiterate. Thus, a population that is divided roughly into three sections: technology literate, technology illiterate, and illiterate, could prove to be a major challenge to realizing a truly digital India. Technology and a digitally connected India stands to provide its people holistic views of wonderful ideas, especially in the context of religion and spirituality, and have the capacity to shape the very nature of our own individual ideas of individuality, religion and spirituality. Nevertheless, it must be noted that information passed on using technology as a medium and instrument, received as it is, without careful discernment of the source, the nature, and implications therein, does possess the power to corrupt, confuse, delude and radicalize one's views and understanding, which in turn promotes cultivation of hatred, anger, enmity, and urge to effect destruction. In summary, we have seen that technology has played a pivotal role in uplifting and modernizing India as a country, as a community, and as a society, helping it emerge from the centuries of subjugation and oppression during foreign invasions and colonial rule. Going forward, it is very much necessary to realize and understand the true identity of India as a nation and ensure that this very technology acts as a unifier for the country across all attributes that define its identity, socially, culturally, spiritually, and also in education, in science, in art, in music, and so on. As individuals too, one must understand the limitations of technology and use it only as a tool to further our growth as a social animal, to help us achieve our goals in this human life. Our Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha, as per Sanatana Dharma, rather than let it become the be all and end all of our existence. Thank you.